And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is a Friday, the 24th, and this weekend kicks off Lunar New Year. So it's all kinds of good events going on, and one of my favorite times, one of my favorite celebrations with all the colors and firecrackers and the dragons and dragon dances and all that. It's wonderful. So I am going to tell you about who's on the show today. And Juanita Skillman is going to be here. She is, of course, with United. She's going to be talking about media and communications and their meeting that she goes to. Give us an update on that. Also, Sterling Financial Advisors, Dan Ullweiler, he's going to talk about retirement regrets, meaning things that you should have planned for and maybe you didn't. So good thing to listen to, because no matter what age you are, you can still look towards the future and maybe change things a little bit, plan things out a little bit better. We all can do that. And Dr. Gus Alva, he oversees ATP Clinical Research. That's his company. We're going to be talking about a really neat thing. It's called the GAIN, capital G-A-I-N, trial study. And this is for Alzheimer's. And interestingly, they're kind of finding out that possibly bacteria that resides in your mouth naturally can maybe cause in some form Alzheimer's, or maybe advance it a little bit more. So this study is about a medication that alleviates that. So we'll talk about that. Really interesting stuff, all the different new things they're coming up with to aid in Alzheimer's. Now, one meeting today, it's the Handyman Task Force meeting in the Sycamore Room at 2 o'clock. Now let's get to the weather. We got some nice weather coming your way. Beautiful, really. We're going to be in the mid to low 70s over the next several days. And now, we keep talking about Sunday, the little bit of rain, possibly. It looks like now it's pretty much going to stay north of LA County. However, that does not mean there's going to be enough moisture in the air in general to maybe cause a little drizzle. So, I'm telling you that, again, you got something you don't want to see get wet outside, whatever it might be, cover it or bring it in. But other than that, I really doubt we're going to get much in anything. We got a little dip in temperature there. Then take a look at Tuesday, 73. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all look back up to the mid-70s. And parts of Southern California may go above 80 degrees in the middle of next week. Now, let's take a look at through the weather throughout the state. Now, really to the north, this rain system, they're going to be getting it. In fact, it's a decent system. It's pretty large. So as it starts to move down today and tomorrow, Northern California will get a little bit more rain. As it moves eastward, the Sierras will get some light snow. And then as it moves down this way, again, if you happen to be traveling up the coast, going to Santa Barbara, those areas, do expect some rain probably on Sunday. It's not going to be much.
Jacobson McCall have created Agent 55, a real estate firm focused on 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 and the marketing technology allows us to deliver even more to buyers and sellers.
Everyone respects Kelly's over 30 years experience as a top sales producer and trusted expert within 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 has great knowledge of Laguna Woods.
Agent 55 offers something powerful and unique. We guarantee it. Ask us how.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
This is how we burger, brew, and cue. Pick a town. Arrive hungry, real hungry. Start with a massive burger. Charred, juicy, add bacon, a buttery bun, pile high. Serve it up, wash it down. Creamy, hoppy, fruity, malty. We're not done yet. Q-tie, deep fried, sauce soaked, pork ribs, meaty, tender. I'm full. Where to next?
All new Burgers, Brew, and Q. Tuesday at 9. Cooking Channel. Stay fired up.
Through my window, I see the first sunlight. And I feel the warm ocean breeze. I see the waves that lulled me all night. That's what my window brings me.
Look at this.
That view is $1 million.
It's amazing we can look at these kinds of places within our budget.
You don't have a bad view from here anywhere you look.
It's all about the view. Sunday night is beach night. Sunday night at 8, only on HGTV.
Well, Juanita Skillman is back with us. Haven't seen you for a while. Happy
Good
New Year
morning.
to you.
Same to you.
Always good to see you. Welcome.
Appreciate it.
And today, your main topic is going to be media and communications. You're on that committee.
Yes, I chair the Communications Committee for United, which means that I am on the GRF Media Communications Committee.
Right.
And there are some exciting things happening that we want to get out to all of our residents. First of all, we have some slides that show what the mission is.
Yes.
This is what the Media Communications Department is all about. And for residents who don't know, this is a little bit new. We have now formed it, VMS has formed it as a separate department. And it also includes broadband. So any of the media communications to keep our community as informed as possible. And that is what is a real challenge.
Right.
As the next slide shows, we've got about 18,800 village residents. And we regularly do our e-blasts and the things that we put out on internet to about 11,900, which means 72,782 residents just don't use the internet.
You're right.
And we do so much electronically now. And so that means, I'm missing a page here, there we go. Approximately 6,900 residents aren't subscribed to electronic communications. They don't have internet, they don't have a smartphone, they don't there. And so we're not reaching them. And it just, simple math tells us that 1/3 of the residents aren't being reached via our current communication program. And this is bothering. I mean, we want to get out to everybody. So how are we going to do that? And so another one.
Yeah, on the next slide,
There
we
we
show
go.
the magazine coming up.
People are familiar now with the Village Breeze, which is just a paper form, or it's electronic, and has been very well received for the last couple of years. But we are going to a new Village Breeze, which is going to be a 64-page, 4-color magazine.
Right. And what we're showing, by the way, as it says on there, this is just a
right.
mock-up
That
version
probably
of
will
this.
not be what it looks like, but just to show you what
kind
it's
of give
going to
an overview
be.
of that. And then on the slide we're looking at here, this is what kind of the 6 pillars, so to speak.
Exactly, of our communication program.
Term.
We've got broadcast, which is
Yeah.
TV6 and cable. We've got the weekly e-blast, the Village Breeze, and targeted emails that we send out. If there's a power outage in one section of the village, we communicate with them and let them know that it's coming. We've got literature racks in the various clubhouses, the library, that we put physical things in. The website, of course, is continually updated, social media, and all of our governance agendas, reports, minutes, et cetera, are all available electronically. But for those who can't access us electronically, they're feeling kind of left out. And so we're hoping this new Breeze, which will be delivered to every manor by the post office, will help to take that, and everybody will get the information.
Okay, and on the next slide, it's some of the benefits that you get.
Yeah, well, but there's one more that's very important.
Oh, that's right, one more of the...
It's not costing us
and this is what you're looking at here. Yeah.
We have a partnership with Saddleback Memorial Care, and they are picking up the costs for the printing and the postage. And of course, it's not first-class mail; it's a regular
bulk
bulk mail. but it keeps all of our information in one part, we hope, and everybody will read it and look at it, hopefully develop a sense of community. And the bonus thing we have is that medical care is Memorial Care is putting it in all of their 22 medical sites throughout Orange County, so that we have an outreach to potential new residents.
All right.
And hopefully that. Now, these are just some of the things that we're going to see in it. Something Q&A, questions asked, problems solved, things that come up on a regular basis. This comes out every other month, and we try to answer what are the big issues that are in the village at that time. Resident Services has things that are of interest to all of our residents and things they need to know about, and we find more and more that they don't realize things like insurance. They don't know how to solve problems, that kind of thing. So hopefully this will help there. And then we will feature in each of the issue some of our residents. In this particular first issue, it's going to be Carmen and Dorothy Pasella, and they are a very active couple in the community. Dorothy is one of our docents, and she's also on VMS, and Carmen is a advisor on our Media Communications Committee. So there are all kinds of good things that they do, and this just kind of helps people know what's available. Then there are going to be things that we all need to know. And one of the first ones of these is on recycling. We have a big problem in this community with recycling. We have the big bins that are out there, or in Third, they have their own bins that they pull out. And so this, in picture form, shows you what can you recycle. And you might notice up in the right-hand corner, it's in 2 different languages as well. It's going to be in Mandarin and Farsi. And it shows you all the things you can recycle, and then it shows you down below the things you can't recycle. And one of the things that was a surprise to me, not that I do it, but I would never think, plastic and metal hangers cannot be recycled. You can take those back to your dry cleaners, whatever,
you can. Yeah.
But you don't put them in the recycle bin.
Okay.
So we have a problem with the recycling, and when things are put in that should not be, it contaminates the recycling, and then everything in that big bin cannot be recycled, has to go into the trash, and it defeats the whole purpose. So we're hoping our residents with something visual like this will be able to work with the program and do a lot better. And then another thing that is coming and we need to get ready for, and we will be doing more and more, and I'm sure there'll be quite a bit here on TV6, and that's the 2020 census. Every 10 years we do a census, and this is a government-sponsored program, but it's so important that everybody gets counted. And the Census Bureau, I'm on a committee for this, basically says that the 2 groups that are most undercounted are foreign language groups, other cultures, and senior citizens for some reason. And it's so important here in the village that we all get counted. And we want to get the word out in every different language so that they know that they do need to participate, they should participate. And of course, all of our seniors, because it makes a big difference. It determines how many legislators we're going to have in the House of Representatives.
Right.
The numbers make a big difference in the funding that we get from all kinds of different government programs. And so everybody needs to get counted. And this year, instead of just people walking around physically doing the census, they're trying to do as much of it as they can electronically. And it's either by phone, by mail, or responding online. So everybody's going to get the information. If you turn it in, if you go online and fill it out, or if you mail it in, then you will not be visited by an enumerator. But if you don't, we will know, and then they will send somebody out to your door to get the information. So we're hoping that this will help. And the other thing that I don't have a slide on, but I want to remind everybody, is that the voting is different this year. Now, California has its primary in March on Super Tuesday this year, not in June, as most of us are used to. And you need to be registered to vote, but it's not going to be your usual polling places that we have gotten used to here in the village at the different clubhouses. That's not the way it's going to happen. First of all, they're encouraging people to vote by mail. Everybody will get a ballot by mail, and if they turn it in, that's great. And otherwise, they have to go to these special polling places that they'll have set up. And we will, of course, advertise all where those are if you want to go do it in person. But the easy way is to do it by mail. So we hope people will fill those out and send it back.
Last week we had the Registrar of Voters on, Neil Kelly, along with Lisa Bartlett, and went over that. And for this area, really all the areas, they're still coming up with the places that they're going to be.
Right, we're a little behind, I'm afraid. There's been a lot on the news about some of the problems with it too. I know, I think Santa Monica, one of the ones up in LA, is fighting it because they say there's not enough names on the ballot. You have to go to a separate sheet, and if they don't do that, then those people that are on the separate sheet don't get counted or voted. So anyway, there are still kinks being worked out, and that's why it's not all out, but it will be.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing we wanted to go, and one more thing. Finally, we've been promising. 6 months, the task force has been working, and we now have a new, what we called handyman program. You can call it a honey-do program. It's through neighboring, and it's something that you don't have to subscribe to and pay up front, like we did with the other ones. And it's strictly through those, and all of these wonderful, easily 1, 2, 3 steps. And what all the things are that they do will be on these flyers that you'll be able to pick up downstairs at
they're a
the
good
reception
company.
desk or whatever.
We've had the owner on, Josh Mundell. We've used him at our house before. And one thing I want to ask, now of course, this is with United, correct? However, anybody they're a third-party company.
Yes, they are.
So anybody can call them if you need help with.
Even in Third.
Yeah. Now, of course, Third has their chargeable services program.
And we're going. That's phase 2 of ours.
Right.
Will be chargeable services, which are things that are done by our employees. These are done by vetted, background checked,
good people,
college students who need a little extra money, and we need the extra help. So we're really pleased to be able to get this going.
Startneighboring.com. And as I said a while back, I don't know, a couple of years ago or so, I interviewed Josh, and when they were kind of getting this started, and they use college students that are vetted, that come in and do all kinds of different things.
Yeah, and there are all kinds of things that we never had before. For instance, we have people who want things in gardening. They love their plants, but they aren't able to do it right now. And so planting, watering plants, pulling weeds, raking and cleaning up, all of these kinds of things, you can get one of these students who will help you with and do. And it's better than going on one of the social media sites and you don't know who you're getting. These people are all vetted, and they're all background checked, and you get an hour for $25, and if it's more than an hour, it's $23 for the additional hours, and it's a 1-hour minimum. But it's really going to help us with so many different things: moving, gardening, cleaning, organizing, IT help. They have people with different skills if you need help in setting up a computer or your Bluetooth or speakers.
Even during, I mean, we passed the holidays, but even without the holidays, party and event help. I didn't even know they did that.
And we're getting into spring cleaning time.
Yes.
Correct. It's till January, but we need to look ahead and see.
Yeah.
And they have people who can help with that. So
Good stuff.
I'm really excited. I'm sure Cash Akrakar, he has headed up the subcommittee task force that we've been working to do this, and I'm sure he will be on and talk more about it.
Yeah, in fact, he was on last.
Going
I think it was like last week.
Was
or
it
the
last
before.
week?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I thought last week was Sue.
Yeah. Oh no. So it was the
Might
week
have been
before.
2 weeks before.
You know, he
yeah.
was on for the India Club. That's why it all
Right.
runs together.
Right.
Sometimes.
So anyway,
Good stuff.
we're pleased that this is finally getting out. We had promised people the first of the year, and here we are in January, and it is going out. So we're trying. We are really, really trying to get information of all kinds out to all of our residents. We recognize that it's not a simple one-size fits all. There are a lot of people who don't have access to specific types of resources. How can we get to them? It's something that we on the Communications Committee work with all the time. What can we do? One more thing I might mention is they are going to have mini meetings, 26 of them, during the year, which are like local neighborhood, I'll call it a town hall, although it's not a town hall, get-togethers where people can come and meet directors, meet staff people, ask their questions, get the information. So there'll be more of information about those coming out. But we have scheduled 26 in the next year.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be real good.
All right. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
You take
again.
care. Happy New Year again to you. Happy Lunar New Year.
There we
Starts
go.
tomorrow.
Lunar New Year.
There you go. All right. We'll be right back. Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
Breast cancer takes patients down paths they never expected, and Memorial Care Comprehensive Breast Center at Saddleback can help navigate the way. We provide multidisciplinary breast care services for the early detection, diagnosis, and treatment of breast cancer using state-of-the-art technology in a personalized environment designed to meet the needs of each woman.
The best workout machine is one that will get you results fast and is one that you'll actually want to do. Introducing the Body Power Step Track, the affordable 2-in-1 alternative that puts you ahead of the curve. With the Curve Crank technology, it's designed to combine cardio and strength training into one machine. Step Track gives you 8 levels of magnetic resistance and is professional designed with high-intensity training workouts that take just 12 minutes a day. So what do you have to lose besides your excuses? Step up and get ahead of the curve.
You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it. And leave some for those you love. So what do you do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are financial professionals. From insurance products to tax reduction strategies and guaranteed retirement income you cannot outlive, provided by the claims-paying ability of insurance companies. You've worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary consultation, simply contact us today.
And I'd like to welcome back with me today Dan Oweiler, the president of Sterling Financial Advisors. Happy New Year.
My wife says not all the time.
Not all the time. Sometimes she is.
That's right.
Is that the way it goes?
Oh, well, are you married?
Yes.
Well, I don't need to explain.
Really good to see you, and Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Yeah, Happy Lunar New Year, which starts tomorrow.
Yeah, we needed the rain, but like I told you in the break, sometimes it's nice to spread that out.
Right.
Rather than getting it all in one weekend.
Yeah.
For a long period.
Well,
of time.
with the start of a new year, besides the fact we won't say the T word, right? Taxes. We all have to go through that and look at our finances and that sort of thing. But,
or the I word.
Yeah, or the I word.
Impeachment.
Yeah, there you go. So this is an interesting topic, the 4 big retirement regrets that you should avoid. And I think we probably all have some for various reasons. And we're talking obviously financial.
Financial regrets. There are other regrets. Well, as I've talked with people over the years, sometimes they come up with different statements. And one of the ones that we'll talk about is I started Social Security too soon. I mean, a lot of people are anxious to be able to take that benefit. They've paid into the Social Security system for so long, and so that at age 62 they're able to start taking it. And sometimes people feel like, well, I don't think Social Security is going to be around long enough for me to get all the benefits, so I'm going to start taking it at age 62, which reduces your benefit by about 40%.
It does.
So it's fairly significant between going another 4 years to full Social Security age and taking it at age 62. So one of the concerns that we've noticed that people often come in and say, I wish I had waited to take my Social Security because I would be getting a lot more.
Yeah, and the difference is could be several $1,000s a year, and then if you are able to wait till I think it's 70, push it off even longer, you could almost double your benefit from 62 to 70 by waiting those.
That's one of the things that if we've got other assets, maybe an IRA or 401k that we can pull out of. A lot of people are saying, well, I don't want to pull out of pull money out of my 401k until I have to, which is under the new law, if you hadn't turned age 70 by December 31st of last year, it's now 72. But I don't want to have to take that out until I have to. Well, unfortunately, from 66 to 70, Social Security goes up 8% a year, as you know. So that's a guaranteed return on your money at 8%. It seems to me like, utilizing some other resources for some cash flow might make sense if you can delay that Social Security payment.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate. We have on our expert on Social Security, the public information guy, Jeffrey Rodriguez. We show that program every Friday, and he really goes over all kinds of things like this and great information. I think you've done stuff with him, right?
Yeah, we have. We've had him come in and do a couple of client events for us. But we've kind of done some calculating between age 66 and 70. If you're able to wait that long, it only takes about 12, maybe 13 years to break even. So if you're going to live past 83, you're better off taking that. Well, a lot of people here are over 83, and a lot of our clients are over 83, and so you would have been better off. It's not a right or wrong question. I always tell people, take Social Security when you need it. Okay? I've advised some people to take it at age 62 because their cash flow really is in need of some additional funds on a monthly basis, so I recommended that they take it. Others we've recommended to wait or even wait till age 70. So that's one of the regrets that people have is starting Social Security too soon.
And one thing you got to look at too is if you're still working, because if you take it at 62 and a half, there is a restriction. You can make whatever you want, but the penalty on your Social Security, of course, you still have to pay that T word.
That's right.
No matter what, you got to pay T on
taxes
on Social Security. But
once you're at 66, you don't have to.
Right.
That's one of the advantages. There's no restrictions on
That's
earning income after age 66.
So another one, here's one, they call it quits too soon. Now, tell us about that.
Sometimes people say, well, I wish I'd stayed working because my company was matching my 401k dollar for dollar up to 6% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's 100% return on your money. If I contribute $1,000 and the company contributes $1,000, that's 100% return on my money. And so sometimes they feel like, you know, I didn't need to retire, but the thought of it sounded good.
Yeah.
You know, and they find out that, oh, I got home and I didn't have anything to do. I probably could have worked another 3 or 4 years, taken advantage of those contributions, and maybe had it a little bit better.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
retirement.
True.
So, yeah, I mean, again, I have clients say, I got bored and so I went to work for Costco. You know? Well, that's okay if that's what you want to do, but don't retire and have it impact your overall long-term goals.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. What's that saying? Is it youth is lost on the young or something like that? You know.
That's right.
Okay. They relied on too much hope.
These are, people are hoping the market saves them, you know. And over the last 10 years, you know, we've gone a long time now with a market that's been pretty nice to us over the last 10 years. Normally, a correction in the market or a bear market happens every 6 or 7 years. So I think that somewhere down the line, we are going to see that correction. And I think we've talked about this before, that having a correction in the market early in your retirement is much better than later in your retirement, because the amount of the correction impacts your money much greater than it does when you're first starting. And so sometimes people are hoping that the market is going to save them, you know, and at this stage in their life, I'm not sure that ought to be the plan. We should set up a plan that is going to give you some secure income and then have a fair return, not hoping that the market's going to save you and meet your goals.
Yeah, and that's something I know you've talked about, where you come in at a certain point in time, you shift funds from...
Well, we go from the accumulation stage to the protection stage.
Yeah.
You know, that's the hardest thing that we have people doing, that is they've been so in this accumulation mode and trying to grow their money as fast as they can or as best they can, and they're in the market and the market's doing 15 or 20%, and going back to a 4 to 6% return is foreign to them.
Right.
But it certainly is something we can discuss and set up a plan custom to what their goals are.
Right. Now, here's something. They spend too much, plan too little, and enjoy too late. Now, of course, you know, that's true when you're younger. You're really talking about, you get to, you know, your middle 60s here and you start to retire. And what a lot of people do, you've got, hey, let's go on those cruises and all that. And we all want to do that. Let's face it.
Yeah, we have our bucket list.
Yeah, we want to enjoy life.
Right.
And the kids are... Although I had kids late, so I'll still be, you know, it'll be different for me. But the point is, they're at that point in time when, wow, we're done working, we've got grandkids, it's time for us to enjoy.
Well, obviously, you ought to stay within your budget that's going to allow you to not run out of money. If you spend like a drunken sailor, you know, when you just retire, and all of a sudden now you realize, hey, I don't have enough money to last me the rest of your life. Obviously, you need to have some restraint so you don't run out of money. Okay, so the other thing is not enjoying retirement. I can only use my parents as an example. They were in the latter part of the Depression. They grew up in the latter part of the Depression, and they just didn't want to spend money because they were saving for the rainy day. Well, at age 85, they were still saving for the rainy day and didn't enjoy what they had accumulated. And so there's a fine line between spending like a drunken sailor and enjoying retirement. There's nothing wrong with, I think that we have a client where the couple came in and they were kind of butting heads on finances because she was always protecting her money and he was always protecting his money, and we were able to set up a plan where they were able to take 1 or 2 vacations a year.
Yeah,
and now
and that's part of it.
Yeah, the whole thing is to enjoy retirement, okay, but do it with restraint and understanding that you need to have this money last you the rest of your life.
And I met a few people at your Christmas, your holiday dinner that you do every year for your clients, and what was interesting is you got a lot of people that are enjoying life. I mean, very interesting people, you know, collecting cars and all kinds of stuff. And it was really
we
neat
have
meeting
pictures
everyone.
from clients from where their vacations were around the world.
And that's part of it. It's not just retiring, you got enough money, it's retiring, having enough money and enjoying.
What I have found is that everybody's retirement is different.
Yeah.
You know? We had one client who traveled the world. He was in sales and international. He says, I've probably been to, you know, 40 or 50 different countries throughout my career. He says, my ideal retirement is finding the best recliner, getting the best TV, and sitting back and enjoying life because I've traveled my entire life. And so his ideal retirement is much different than somebody else's who's never traveled, you know. And so I find that everybody's retirement is customized to them.
That's true. You don't work for Lazy Boy, do you, by the way? No. Now there's a good.
There you go.
But that's a very good point. You don't know. For each person, it's totally different.
Yeah, and I've had people that say I got bored and went to work for Costco or Home Depot or something, and that's okay as long as that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But let's not have to work because you didn't plan or you didn't save.
Yeah, a lot of time. It's just having fun.
Exactly.
All right, well, if people want to get a hold of you, of course, sterlingfa.com, 949-859-8900, as Dan has said many, many times. If you just want to come up for the first time and talk to them and see how they can maybe help you out and go over things, you know, you welcome that.
If they would like to even get on our monthly newsletter, they could call us and give us their email, and we'll send out a monthly newsletter to them. And that would.
And seminars, any coming up?
Yeah,
in the
actually,
spring,
we just started our we had a seminar Wednesday night. All of our seminars are at Ruth Chris Restaurant up in Irvine. And we've got one coming up on Monday. We're pretty packed for that, but we're starting our seminar season, and so they can give us a call, and if they'd like to attend, we'd love to have them come.
All right. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
You take care.
All right. Take care.
And we'll be right back.
Save now at LA Carpet & More's 50% off sale.
Buy direct and save 50% on carpet and 50% off tile.
Plus, get 5 years 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Save now at LA Carpet & More's 50% off sale.
Buy direct and save 50% on carpet and 50% off tile.
Plus, get 5 years 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Dr. Yi-Wing Tong and Dr. Elaine Tong specialize in treating chronic pain and other disorders without drugs or surgery. Our therapy uses anesthetic injections to enhance acupuncture, curing disorders by restoring circulation and health. Most of our patients have tried all kinds of therapies without benefit, but obtained relief with their first treatment. Whether you are suffering from chronic pain, mental disorders, or simply wanting to maintain optimal health, we are here to help. Call today for your free phone consultation.
Welcome back, and I'd like to welcome back Dr. Gus Alva. He is the medical director and founder of ATP Clinical Research. They're located up in Costa Mesa, and what we're talking about today is a clinical trial that's going on for Alzheimer's. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's a pleasure being here.
First, if people have not seen you on our program before, just a quick overview about what you folks do.
Absolutely. I'm Gus Alba, Medical Director of ATP Clinical Research based here locally in Costa Mesa, California. Our website is atpcr.com. And we've been doing a lot of investigational research work over the years, over the past good 20 years or so, on everything that is currently available, which are only treatments that slow down the decline associated with Alzheimer's
Okay,
disease.
so that's your primary function is
That
looking
is my primary function, although we see patients on a regular basis there at our clinic in Costa
But
Mesa.
Alzheimer's is what you focus on.
Alzheimer's has been an area of deep interest that we've had over the years, and we've been very, very busy looking at every possible angle. And today, I'm very excited to share with you the construct of this particular study that
and it's
we're
called
doing.
GAIN.
It's called GAIN.
Okay.
And we're looking at individuals between the ages of 55 to 80 that may have already been diagnosed in mild, moderate stage, may have or may not be on treatment, because we don't want to take anyone off of treatment, whatever they've been on. But the interesting thing is that we've learned there's a bacteria called P. gingivalis that resides in the mouth, in the gingival area.
Okay.
And, it would make sense that when inflammation occurs and all of a sudden bleeding of the gums occurs, there's a crossing of specific bacteria into the bloodstream. Well, it turns out that as we age and different types of heredity factors, such as having had family members with Alzheimer's disease, inflammation, cardiovascular disease, that allows for seepage into the central nervous system and entry of this particular bacteria. In fact, over 90% of individuals with Alzheimer's disease have tested positive for this particular bacteria in the central nervous system.
Yeah.
And this particular bacteria infestation explains as to why inflammatory processes occur downstream in the brain, buildup of beta amyloid, buildup of other factors that we've known about with Alzheimer's disease for a long time.
Right.
So the specific oral therapy that we're investigating right now would inactivate gingipains, which are toxic substances that these bacteria liberate. And these bacteria are literally hiding in plain sight inside of neurons. The problem is that specific antibiotics that we've had up to this particular point can't really tackle this bacteria. So the study medicine that we're utilizing right now, the oral therapy, would inactivate the gingipains that create destruction in the brain.
That's interesting.
So it may actually be a way of correcting Alzheimer's disease. So we're excited about this particular project.
Now, this makes sense in that, when we hear from dentists all the time, it's not just maybe something's going on with your teeth or gums. There's all these other effects that can happen quite often when people go who may have a pre-existing condition, not Alzheimer's, could be anything.
Sure.
When they go to the dentist, they often have to take some sort of preventative medication.
You bet.
Because the bacteria can get into, especially if they have heart problems or something like that.
Absolutely.
And we know that Alzheimer's, a couple leading causes are circulation and inflammation. So it all kind of plays in.
It's amazing how this all plays out, but up to this particular point, we haven't had anything to be able to address this. This particular company out of the Bay Area called Cortexime, that's leading off the charge with the GAIN trial, is, again, very prominent along lines of looking at addressing this specific problem. And so, like I said, very excited about it. There's currently about 5.8 million people in the U.S. with Alzheimer's. We're expecting those numbers to go up by at least another 500,000 this year. So this is a condition that's neurodegenerative, meaning that it's going to continue on over time. And this specific explanation as to why it might actually ensue with P. gingivalis is quite a compelling story. And that's why right now we're trying to address this aggressively.
Now, since you've been in this for about 20 years, there are so many different causes for Alzheimer's, just like there is for different kinds of cancers. It's hard to pinpoint a panacea like this is it. This is going to stop it.
You're right.
But this is something that could eventually be helpful.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, the nice thing about this particular trial is that even if somebody's already taking a medicine to address this, whether it be donepezil, rivastigmine, Razidine, or Namenda, which are the only medicines that are currently FDA approved to treat Alzheimer's disease, they can continue on with those. And we don't want people to stop taking their medication, but this would be layered on top of that, but it may actually have a corrective measure as opposed to just slowing down decline. So amazing times, and the beauty is that we can avail our community right here in our own backyard with the advantage of being able to partake in this particular study. Not only is our site participating, there are 2 other sites in the Orange County area. Our site, it's easy to access, atpcr.com, and our phone number, 714-277-4472. But also, gaintrial.com. People can access a lot of information from that. And there's a beautiful video that I would encourage all your viewers to watch from the website that really explains these very things that we're mentioning right now, because they are quite compelling.
Yeah, so when somebody calls this or goes online, you're going to evaluate, like any kind of clinical trial.
Absolutely.
Is this right for you? Is this going to fit you at this point in time?
Yeah, the beauty about this is that people should not participate in a study unless they're fully aware of why the study's being done, pros, cons, alternatives, confidentiality, the whole 9 yards. So people need to be consented for. And to be able to partake in this study, people have to be between the age bracket of 55 to 80. They have to have a primary informant that can give us a read as to how they're doing. Because if somebody's doing better, we want to have somebody else also letting us know whether they're observing that change. Flip side of that, if somebody's doing worse, we want to know about that, or if they're staying static. That's also important to know. But, you know, again, people need to consent to be able to participate in a study, and the only way to do that is by going through an appropriate process. Our site happens to be one of 90 sites around the world that are involved with this particular project.
So you're all sharing the information.
Absolutely. And the neat thing is that, you know, we're more than happy to help even an individual that might just be curious, do I have this problem? You know, the availability of being able to do a memory screening and figuring out whether somebody's an appropriate
So that's something
candidate.
you can do as well.
Absolutely. And it's free. So that's the best part about
and
being
that's a
involved
good
in
point
the
you
study.
make, because with so many different things, whether it's Alzheimer's or other kinds of conditions that people may or may have, getting screened for it at an early age, you may feel great. You may go to your primary and they say, yeah, you know, everything's looking good, but there could be something that could be building that you may not know about.
Absolutely.
And,
So when in doubt, always seek out your doctor. You know, again, the individual that starts forgetting names of common objects, individuals that they should know, starts getting lost in places that were previously well known, you know, starts having difficulty with constructing things, forgetting as to why they went somewhere, you know, all of those things together might spell out probable Alzheimer's.
Yeah. All right, very good. Doctor, always good to see you.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Thank you very much. And again, the number is on the screen, 714-277-4472, or you can go to gaintrial.com and get more information. All right, we'll be right back.
Gloria always went big. So we helped her plan a memorial service that no one would soon forget. This one's for you, Gloria. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignityorangecounty.com.
For over 25 years, we have worked hard to make Berlin Smile the premier dental office in Laguna Woods. We take the extra time to understand our patients' special needs and always perform the highest quality dental work at affordable prices in a relaxing and friendly environment. There is no need to refer our patients to anybody else. We perform everything from cleaning all the way to the implant and sinus surgeries all under one roof. Stop in or call and experience the brilliant smile difference.
Family-owned Capistrano Toyota, our new VIP equity department wants to buy your car, paid for or not. This exclusive buying program includes complimentary no-obligation appraisal at your home or at our dealership. Top market dollar paid for any make or model. Any loan balance will be directly paid off if there is one. All DMV documentation handled for you, and your equity check will be delivered to you. Interested? Please call Capistrano Toyota at 877-857-0124 or visit online at capotoyota.com for program details.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
And our movie coming up today, Friday at 2 o'clock and then at 7 o'clock, is up for an Academy Award for Best Actress. Renee Zellweger stars as Julie Garland in Judy. Really interesting look at her life. This pretty much takes place around 1968. And she needs to go to London and perform at sold-out shows at a club called Talk of the Town, really because she needs money. She finds out at the beginning of the movie that she's pretty much broke, and which for a variety of reasons happened to her a few times over her career. Things were a lot more unscrupulous back then. And while there, she reminisces with friends and fans and begins a whirlwind romance with a musician named Mickey Deans, who becomes her 5th husband. And there are certain flashbacks in this movie that takes her back to on the set of Wizard of Oz and looking back in her career in general. Renee Zellweger does just a terrific job, and as I said, she is up for Best Actress. I'm not sure if this is up for Best Film. I looked yesterday and actually I forgot which movies were, but good movie. You will enjoy this, and this will be today, 2 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock, Judy, starring Renee Zellweger, also Jessie Buckley and Rufus Sewell are in this movie, brought to you by Harvard Eye. Now, on Monday, we take you back several years to a funny Western called Support Your Local Sheriff. James Garner is in this, and he basically is kind of a laid-back gunslinger and comes into a town near Colorado where gold is gold fever is happening, and the town is somewhat lawless, and everybody is just kind of putting the law aside because they're searching for gold. Well, when he gets into town, he becomes the de facto lawman, aided by an eccentric friend of his, and it's really kind of a funny movie. The cast in this is stellar. You've got, of course, James Garner, you have Joan Hackett and Walter Brennan, Jack Elam, Harry Morgan, and a very young James Dern. So this will be on Monday at 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. What a great cast in this. And a lot of you probably recall that, I forget exactly when it was, late 50s, early 60s, he starred in one of the TV westerns, Maverick, which was very popular. Actually starred with another guy. They kind of traded off. They were 2 Mavericks. Did you know that? They were brothers within the series. And so one week it would be James Gardner, and then another week it was, I don't know what the other actor's name was, but so it was kind of like 2 stories into one. All right, just a little trivia there. I want to tell you about some events that are coming up. The Healthy Living Club will be bringing you their Healthy Mindset, Healthy You tomorrow at 12 o'clock, Clubhouse 7, noon till 2, and start a new year with a new mindset to heal and promote better vitality. And this is going to be, Cappy Pidwell is going to be their speaker, and just really how to work on your subconscious to kind of have a better attitude in life, more positive attitude. And, you know, she says it even helps for healing aches and pains. So you can find out all about that tomorrow, noon to 2, Clubhouse 7. Just come on by and learn some new things. Also, the Tea Party Sentinels on Monday will be having their monthly meeting. And this is also a Clubhouse 7, 6:30. The doors open, excuse me, and their guest is going to be Greg Rass. Greg is on the Mission Viejo City Council. He was their former mayor, and he is running for this district, congressional district, and going to talk about why he is running and what his views are and the issues that are most important to him. So if you'd like to go there, just stop on by. Doors open at 6:30, Clubhouse 7, Monday, and I think they'll have some refreshments there, and you can meet Greg and find out what he's all about. Now, Oscar Sunday is coming up, not too long from now. Sunday, February 9th, and the Recreation Department is going to have the big screen live broadcast. They're going to start with the red carpet at 3:30, which will be broadcast, and the award ceremony is at 5. You're all welcome to go by there. It'll be at the Performing Arts Center. No admission charge, but there will be a GRF no host bar, so if you want to buy some drinks. I'm not sure if they're going to have popcorn there, but I would assume that they are. You kind of need popcorn to watch the Oscars, right? Okay, let's tell you about the weather, and we're in for some really nice weather over the next few days. As I've been saying, a slight chance of drizzle on Sunday. I think that's going to stay to the north of us, but we're going to go partly cloudy that day to mostly cloudy. Again, that could change a little bit. But look at the temperatures the next couple days in the mid to low 70s. Same thing next week, starting Monday all the way into next week. In fact, it looks like Wednesday and Thursday we could be in the upper 70s as it stands right now. So great weather. We do need some rain, and I kind of wish Sunday would bring us more than just like a 5% chance of rain, but we do need that, and I hope it comes in soon. You know, it's kind of nice midweek for a couple days. You get that rain, and then you have a nice weekend. Taking a look around the state this week, they're getting rain. This is actually a kind of a big system. It's just not going to make it down here very well in Orange County. They're going to get a little rain up there today, and tomorrow as it moves eastward. Up in Tahoe and Mammoth, the Sierras, they'll probably get some snow overnight Saturday into Sunday. So they'll be much cooler up there, as you can see by the temperatures. Even the central coast is only going to be about 68 around San Luis Obispo. But down here, we'll have much warmer weather. We'll dip a little bit on Sunday, then it'll come back up. All right, we will see you on Monday. You have a really good weekend. Happy Lunar New Year.
Mama used to Mama used to Mama used to Mama used to Mama used to